Welcome to For Love and Play. I'm matchmaker comic Yael Meisel. With me is comedians Keenan Weaver and Louie B. For Love and Play, the show about dating like a goddamn adult. We're going to discuss who to spend your time with for love or for play. Let's do it, boys.
This show contains adult content for entertainment purposes. Listener discretion is advised.
Not a doctor.
All right, thank you for listening in. This is For Love and Play. I'm your host, Keenan Weaver, back with my favorite people, the Queen, Yael.
Happy afternoon.
How you doing, girl?
I am great.
All right, and the Baron, Mr. Louie B.
You can't see me.
Sir,
Literally,
it is
you
a
can't.
pleasure to have you here.
Yes.
How you doing, Louie?
I'm alright, I was gonna do a show tonight, but it got canceled because it's so fucking cold here that the pipes exploded at the club. So
Wow, that is a serious hazard.
Yeah.
We might have to get into that because I have a couple of shows this weekend too that I really want to cancel because of the weather. But
I actually wanted to go. I actually wanted to go. I was gonna take a boat. I was gonna sing that song from Lonely Island while I was on there. I was gonna be ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we do, though, we have a very, very special guest. I was just telling a little story offline about this. This is one of my favorite comics in New York City. I hope she's going to be my Valentine, since Valentine's is tomorrow. Miss, the hilarious Miss May Wilkerson. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much. Hi. Thank you so much. I'm great.
All right. So we're still in Valentine's weekend now, so we're going to continue our Valentine's Day series. Last episode, I know you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again for everyone that tuned in. Before we jump in, Louie, tell the people how they can join in on the conversation.
This is what I need you peoples to do. You can follow us on the Facebooks at For Love and Play, also on the Twitter For Love and Play, and email us your questions at forloveandplay@gmail.com. We will tackle any question you want, as weird as you want it. Take it away, Kevin.
So, May, you're a comedian and a writer,
Yeah.
and you tend to deal with a lot of issues that regarding a female comic, just women in general. How does that kind of play into the dating realm while you were trying to pursue your dreams and use your talents of your brain and your writing abilities and your humor?
That's a great question. I don't know. I haven't found that it's like I try not to combine dating and comedy too much so far. And it hasn't really felt like a big issue in terms of like, am I terrifying to men? I don't know, maybe, but I don't feel like I am. I don't know. Do you think I'm scary?
Yes.
I would never ever give you the scary type. That is not. To me, you're like a small, adorable, cute little, funny humor box with no boobs.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well,
wow, I've been waiting my whole life for someone to describe me like that.
This is why I think you're terrifying, because when you look at nature, it's usually the prettiest flowers that are the most deadly.
Yeah.
You're like...
That's good, though. But why... Sometimes... that actually brings up a good topic that I think she'll be able to elaborate on. Why do guys, for some reason, find certain qualities that may seem dangerous when it's applied to the wrong person, like assertiveness and determination? All these are type qualities that mixed the wrong way with an evil intent can be very dangerous, but I also find them to be a very attractive package when it's part of someone who is also caring and supportive or whatever like that. Like, why?
I think if I can answer that question, I don't really know, but I don't know what's going through guys' minds, but I do know that I don't put up with bullshit. and I just don't tolerate it, and I also don't find it attractive. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if somebody is going to, I don't know, like, if someone doesn't want to date a woman who's, like, smart and funny and strong, then I don't really want to date them either. So it's not a problem.
What are some examples of the bullshit that, like you say, that you find attractive? Like, what do you deem bullshit?
I mean, just like sexism, I guess, in general. Like, when I feel sometimes guys will talk down to me, and I don't appreciate, not just because I'm short, but they'll kind of talk to me in a way that, like, and you know what, honestly, women do this too, but I think it's more common with men. Like, they'll come up to me and they'll try to tell me about comedy and, like, tell me how to make it in comedy, and, like, they'll just be like, well, you know, this is what you gotta do. And I'm like, get the fuck away from me. But in, like, a nice way. I know they're trying to be nice. I'm not a jerk. I'm pretty nice to everyone, and I appreciate that most people are coming with, like, good intentions. But it's just, like, that's not attractive to me. It's way more attractive if a guy is, like, really, really funny and can just hang, and we can just talk to each other like friends.
Yeah, see, Louie, that's not dangerous.
It is to me.
Here's an example of what I think is a very attractive woman that has the potential to be dangerous, but only if you cross her path. So there is a story that came out. I forget. She's a representative of, I forget which state, but we all know that there are congressmen who all over the country are trying to remove women's access for birth control in whatever form, right?
What a good idea.
For some reason, there's men talking about the female body, and they can't even make their wives orgasm. No. So I don't understand. I don't understand where they feel qualified to even be in the congressional discussion. But we'll move on.
As someone that is an expert in the female body, Keenan, let me tell you.
Okay. Why do they feel they have the need to have this conversation in the first place?
Because women, destroyed the Garden of Eden when Eve ate the apple, so they have evil.
Eve? We can't be trusted.
You can't be trusted because of Eve. That's why. Because
all the more reason you'd think they would support birth control too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no. See, this is what you do. You keep the birth control so that way they don't want to have sex, because then because we.
All right, I'm gonna cut you off right there because I don't want to hear any world that women don't want to have sex.
Yeah, I'm really not. I don't. It doesn't happen all that often, so I'd like.
I'm just saying. It's all in the Bible. I'm trying to help you out.
I don't want to live in a sexless world, Louis. That's all I'm saying.
That's not the way I want it. That's not making America great again.
See, this is why we're all gonna go to hell.
Which, ironically, I don't know if you heard this story, it leads into exactly what this Congress lady did. So she passed through a bill that's now being reviewed where it restricts men's access to Viagra.
Well, all right then.
Which is a hilarious retort to everything that's happening.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's kind of genius.
That is. But it shows her assertiveness, and it shows her determination, it shows all those qualities I said that can be dangerous when applied to some type of evil intent. But this is just...
I'm just saying.
Because the boys club keeps pushing back, she found a way to show exactly what that looks like.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just dangerous because then that means you're going to bring Viagra into, the black market. African American market. Sorry, Ken. And we're going to have some, Viagra dens. You're going to have all these old men going places just to catch a hard on. I mean, I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't see the correlation of the restriction making it easier for us to get it, because we don't have things that are just available to America. So.
I could get cocaine right now, and I don't even snort.
Yeah, that's not a prescription drug. We have all of those. That's fine.
I'm just saying.
We definitely have all of those.
Look, it's science. It's science and religion. That's it, Keenan. That's all it is.
That is it. Yeah. So, back to May, who I think, as she agrees with this woman's actions, is somebody who is probably like that. She's strong enough to fight for her right, fight how she feels and wants to be treated as a person, as a human being. I'm not even going to say it as a woman. Like, as a person, you're supposed to treat each other a certain way, and she expects that because she has respect for herself. She's also very funny. And because of her stature, maybe people take advantage, maybe not. I'm not sure, but she should have the right to fend away the bullshit as well. As you guys eloquently put it.
Amen.
Yael is someone who doesn't take bullshit as well.
Not a drop.
Not one single
Not a
shred.
drop.
She doesn't even take her own bullshit.
No. I can't. I can't. It's not even up for discussion. It's like, and when there's this opinion that it's impossible to date me. If it is, there's a reason why. I look at it like this. I don't even have time to spend time with my friends. I really don't. So if I'm going to go on a date, it's really gotta, if you're getting me to do an action, it's gotta, like, move me. You know what I mean?
Right, with $1 billion.
Not $1 billion. No, it's not financially charged.
Bullshit.
This is...
I need to pay her $1 million to go on a date with her.
Exactly.
No, I know
she
that
doesn't
you
do
are...
the pay. She does the prerequisite.
Yeah, it's on contract.
Okay, May, I look at it like this. It's
she doesn't date on spec.
I'm just teasing you. I totally understand in a way.
I don't really want to be... It's like, I appreciate someone who's sponsored their own personal struggle and accomplished what they wanted to accomplish. I think that's amazing. I'm not saying... There's no such thing as, I think, a completely finished product, but, like, you're finished enough to evolve onto the next stage of maybe finding companionship on a permanent level. But while you're going through that, to get to that place, I don't really think that's something I need to latch onto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like have yourself together kind of talk. It's I'm sure we're all not perfect beings. I get that.
Right.
But be stable when you present yourself to me.
Right.
Because I'm not someone who's going to help put everything together.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard because a lot of people that you meet through comedy and that you meet in New York are kind of like damaged people, or they have a lot of baggage, or they're finding themselves. So I totally relate to that. It's like you don't want to be somebody's caregiver. You don't want to, like, help them fix their life.
Right. And also, like, one thing that I can tell you that is just remarkably true when it comes to love and relationships, I've seen it in my own dating experiences. I've seen it with setting people up, girlfriends, boyfriends, all, you know what I'm saying? Being alive. When you're heartbroken and you're in that limbo stage where you're trying to grow and move forward, usually it's the same first person you date after a breakup. You know what I'm saying? That's your person you're going to try to learn a lot of lessons with, but that's not forever. That's Mr. or Mrs. right now, not necessarily right. I don't want to get caught up in that upheaval. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've had a number of relationships not work out because I felt like they just didn't have their shit together. But on the other side, I've been that person that didn't have their shit together, that was relying on somebody else to help fix me. So I think either way, it's just not a good match.
Yeah, relationships is such a it's such a perfect alignment for it to really work. It's just the timing has to be right. The personalities have to be compatible. the goals have to be in line. Like, each thing has to match up. I think those are like the three most important things for it to match up for any successful relationship to succeed.
It's like there are two, I was thinking over this past week, there are two things that people often say when one is trying to find love. Oh, it happens when you least expect it, when you're not looking for it. And opposites attract. First of all, opposites might attract. They don't stay together.
Yeah.
They don't. At the end of the day, when the passion and the fire burns out, you two have to be able to sit in a room, have a conversation, or be able to co-parent something, whether it's a child, a dog. It has to do, what gives longevity is like-minded people. Going back to one of Chris Rock's like biggest comedy sets, was I think it was Bigger and Blacker. If you're a crackhead, you're not going to be successfully in a relationship with someone who goes to church every Sunday, and vice versa. You will be successful with another crackhead, and the person going to church on Sunday, they're going to be only successful with another one of them too. So opposites do, while they might attract, they don't stay together. And the bullshit of love happens when you're not looking for it. Wrong. It does not. And when it does, that's luck. That is, I love how the rule of the universe and the energy of the universe is given no credit in those situations. That was one of those situations that probably was going to happen regardless. When you're not looking for love, you will surely not find it, because even if you do, you likely don't know what it looks like. So right there are two very big pieces of advice that friends give people that are fucking simply not true.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been looking for love for a very long time, and thank God that that is not a true statement.
Yeah, so I think that that's just absolute nonsense.
So, May, you had said something about how comics and also people in New York are kind of damaged. And we all know comics are damaged. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting on that stage. So let's take them out of the equation. But in New York City, are you from New York originally?
No, I'm from outside of Boston.
So it's still a slight city. What do you see the differences in dating from where you were outside of Boston to New York?
Well, I was in high school when I was outside of Boston, so I mostly dated other people in my high school, and then I've lived in a bunch of different cities. I lived in Montreal. That's where I went to college. And I moved to New York 7 years ago. I think New York is, I mean, it's like the only place I've really dated as an adult, because I was in a relationship for most of college, and I would say that, I don't know, it seems pretty hard, but at the same time I think there's just so many people and that everyone's kind of overwhelmed by options. You know what I mean?
I think that's very true.
I think there's so many people, and I also think that everyone is kind of like not everyone, but there's a lot of overachievers. I know I'm an overachiever. I'm a perfectionist, and like I'm always seeking, when I'm in a relationship, I'm always seeking like I want the relationship to be better. I'm like, how could this be better? This is where it's like it's deficient in these ways, and it's like I'm never really satisfied in a relationship, and so I end up being single a lot. Because I'm just like never pleased with anything, and that's kind of what drives me forward. That's why I live here. That's why I do comedy. It's like I'm constantly trying to do better. But at the end, I'm like not super satisfied. So I don't know if that's like the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a very introspective awareness of potentially a flaw, especially in relationships, to never be satisfied.
Yeah,
that's kind of like. So that makes it an impossibility for the other person to raise up to that.
Yes, exactly. And I know that, and it's a problem. And it's like I've been in relationships and I'm just not happy. I'm like much happier being by myself because then I'm not expecting anything from another person. Yeah. I'm working on it. I'm in therapy.
I saw a quote that kind of relates to that. because that seems similar to kind of my vibe, is I'm a loner. I don't know if my flaw is the fact that I'm looking for perfection in something, but the quote said that the person I have to be more comfortable with the person than in my own solitude. So that's kind of like the same thing where I'm looking for someone that just makes me feel better than when I am by myself.
Oh my God, I relate to that so much.
Like, and in what ways?
Like, I just love being by myself. I'm so comfortable being by myself. And I would rather, like, I cancel dates all the time because I would rather go home and, like, read a book and go to bed. Watch a movie, go to bed. It's like, I don't like to take the risk of being uncomfortable. And sometimes when you're around somebody else, it's like, I'm just not going to be as comfortable around them as I am by myself. Or, like, with my friends. Like, I have a few friends who I'm really comfortable around, too. But, like, I haven't found that in a relationship.
Do you master date?
Yes.
And I said that correctly. Master date.
You did not say it correctly.
Yes, I did.
I know what you meant.
No, I didn't. Isn't that how you pronounce master dating? Master date?
Do I master date? What is master dating?
Oh, it's basically when you take yourself to, like, you go by yourself to the movies or dinner, and, like, you're dating yourself.
I do that. That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but
actually, it is a thing. I mean, there's several videos. It's called master dating, where, like, you'll go to the movies by yourself. Like, you'll do stuff like you would typically do on a date, but with yourself, except, without the groping, because you'll get arrested.
Oh, I thought you were just asking me if I masturbate, and you said it like that.
No.
I was like, whoa.
I'm not that much of a creep. Jesus, have faith in me.
Well, I mean, people ask all kinds of personal things on podcasts. I wouldn't necessarily hold it against you. No, you did say it's a dating podcast. No, I don't usually do that. If I go to the movies, it's usually either on a date or with friends. But it sounds fun. Maybe I'll do that more.
I didn't know, but see, I didn't even know this was a thing.
It is.
And this is a conversation that I've had where no one has put a name to it. But there's a lot of activities that people just won't do by themselves. I didn't know that meant that you're dating yourself if you just go do that. Because if you're single, you always eat home alone or something. So why is that a date if you choose to just not cook and go out? But I'm so antisocial that I go to movies and I drive about 15 minutes out of where I am because there's a movie theater that's less popular than the major city that I live in. And I go to that one because you'll be in a theater literally by yourself, maybe 5 for people. Maybe on a big night. Yeah. You'll see 5
I mean,
people.
there's this article
that sounds amazing.
There's this article on Metro.uk says dating yourself is a good way of getting to know yourself, discovering who you are and the things that bring you joy.
It's sounding more and more like I should be defensive about it, but it's not. That's something that I think most people don't do. I think most people don't have self-awareness to really know themselves because for some reason society makes you want to jump from relationship to relationship. You always got to be with someone. You always got to be doing something with another person.
Yeah.
And it's just, you never get to know what really annoys you, what really excites you, what really...
It's true. I talk about this in stand-up a little bit, single shaming, and I know women get it, and I think men get it too.
Oh, I get it all the time.
Yeah, it's you can be, I come from a really liberal family. They're really accepting. They don't care if I date a woman or a man or whatever, of any race or whatever. They're very open. But the fact that I'm not dating anyone is, not okay with certain members of my family. That's, it's you can be whoever you want to be, but if you're single, there's something deeply wrong with you. And why don't you have a partner? Why don't you have a family? And society makes it really hard to just want to be on your own.
Oh yeah, I get that all the time. I mean, especially me being a fat guy. Oof. Yeah.
think it's worse.
You get fat single shamed?
I get fat. Yeah, damn Skippy I do. It's like even for my own grandma, she told me the other day, you know, you're never gonna get married being that fat because that's ugly. You're gonna die alone. I'm like, fuck. You first, bitch.
Here's my thing about the shaming, and I don't really get it, but I think the reason I don't get it is because I'm so like confidently strong in whatever the opposite of what I would be getting shamed for. Mm-hmm. It's like I'll fight it to the like I'll if someone says, okay, why aren't you in a relationship? I'll literally just argue the other side, and then that person will learn, like, like if they don't want to get berated in this argument, they'll just stop. Like, I think I've just done that over the years. That now no one even like when I started to get the from my parents, like, you know, I want grandkids, and I was like, sure, it costs $223,000 to raise a child from 0 to 18 in America. Now, if you give me half of that right now, I'll give you a grandchild. And that was the end of it, because my parents don't pay for anything. Like, that was it.
Yep.
You're good at talking yourself out of those situations, it seems.
Yes.
That's good.
That's the gift of the gab, probably applied the wrong way. Because what it does do is some people can have valid points, and I still would argue against it, and then now I'm not improving because I can't take constructive criticism. Like, it's probably.
Yeah, see, I take criticism very well, and I'm always like, oh, that's a good point. I am a piece of shit. Like, it's like I'm not very good at sticking up for myself necessarily.
No, there would be no way for someone to tell me that I'm doing something wrong. I literally would have to come to that agreement myself for anything to really start to change.
Well, that must be hard in relationships too.
Yes.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, that is the same thing. And we've talked about that on the podcast all the time. It's like, I'll let a woman, quote unquote, change me if it's, again, certain things that I feel I do have that error. But most women try to change, like, the core, your makeup, and I'm like, well, then you're only attracted to the package. You're not really attracted to me because this is what makes me. It's this ambition. You're attracted to the outside of what my ambition has resulted in. You're not attracted to my ambition because when I leave to follow those ambitions, you're upset.
So they don't want you doing comedy? Is that kind of part of it?
Comedy, I haven't dated anyone while I've been doing comedy. So I don't really have stories for that. But I've always applied the same type of thing in comedy. So basically, when I was in college, I started a business, and I was in a relationship in college. And the amount of time that you put into starting a business is about the same amount of time you got to put into doing
nursing a relationship.
Not even that, but doing comedy. So I'm saying there's parallels of comedy is just the next thing of the pattern that I show. What I show is I dive headfirst into whatever external goal I have, and I'm just submerged in that, which then, like you said, that makes putting in time for a relationship a problem. So it's the same thing. Those same 3 years that I put my head down and was like, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this business. I made it successful. There's the same kind of thing like how they say in comedy, it takes you 10 years to get good in comedy. Most businesses fail within the first 5 years. It's like the same thing. So I made sure to just go headstrong to make sure that this is successful, and I did, but along the lines of that, I had to sacrifice a lot of people. So now, here goes comedy. Comedy is another huge sacrifice because the timing of it is almost the social times, right? Your friends get out of work when you're heading to the stage. So I've sacrificed in relationships in that, and that's my constant parallel that parallels through each one.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It is a weird time. So you said that your parents are liberal and accepting of any type of person who you would be attracted to. This brought me to I watch the nightly show all the time because those are one of my dream jobs within this realm. Mm-hmm. And the other day, they were talking about preferences online dating and how most people think that they aren't racist when you ask them face to face, but then when it comes down to the person that messages you or the profile that you write, you still have those biases and preferences. So they had one of the correspondents go to New York City and literally ask people about this. And one of the girls said, yeah, I'll date anybody, but my dad won't pay for the wedding if I marry a black guy. And they brushed over that.
Oh my God!
They just let her said that and continued asking other people. And I'm sitting here like,
what?
Yo, talk to this person. Like, what does that mean? So, to the other races in this conversation, do you see evidence of that elsewhere?
All the time. I do. I won't pay for the wedding if she's not Jewish. I won't pay all the time. Oh my God. I think it's in every race.
Wouldn't you want your kid to be happy, though? It's so hard to find a person. Well,
I mean, I'm not the one standing in anyone's way of happiness. I'm saying when I've set people up, I've had people say to me some very sad things. I have a client that, I don't know, I mean, she's very stuck. I could even tell you the reason I've never set her up. The reason she's single is because she has this sense of loyalty to her family. I mean, she's probably not going to, you know what I mean? If she knows the family isn't going to accept someone and it's a non-negotiable, like I hit this all the time in setting people up. Like, just for an example, rabbis have said to me, you know, you can't set somebody up who's Jewish with somebody who's not Jewish. First of all, I set two people up based on their needs and desires, life goals, etc. If it's not an issue for them, I'm not allowed to have an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? So, like in the same vein, if someone says, I only want to date someone Jewish or I only want to date someone black, it's not my responsibility to challenge that either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you don't want to go out with there's a black, I've had this too, black guys that specifically want to date white women. What am I supposed to say? You have to date this, like, if I know that you know what I mean? It doesn't matter I'll say sometimes I have a girl that, well, or she's a single mother, or she's black, or you know what I'm saying? What do you think? Personality, I think, is a great match. If they say no, I can't then push beyond that. That's chartering into places that aren't my business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you can't help what people's preferences are. I think it's more like from the parent's perspective, like if your kid is in love, it's the same thing like with if your kid is gay, it's like you have to put aside your own personal preferences to support your child. But it's different if someone is saying to you, like, you know, I'm only attracted to people of this race. Like, that's not your business, I guess, to teach them a lesson about.
Not really, no.
Yeah.
But honestly, especially with that example of a black person only wanting to date a white person.
That's happened.
I know. It's something that's talked about, is talked a lot about when we go to the community meetings. And, mm-hmm. and basically it comes from, it's not like a natural attraction. It comes from a psychological thing. But everybody deserves their own preference, which is fine. But that preference is also this other code word for like deep-seated racism too. Like, it could just be that. Like, we're just gonna call it preferences because it's an online dating app. But I just don't like black people. I don't like Puerto Ricans with first name L, and I don't like.
Or like, what about women who are like, I only want to date somebody rich? It's like, that's not an attraction. That's because you're just being self-serving. And I think that can be true with all kinds of, like, exactly what Keenan was saying about preferences.
When I like get broached with this question, my first thought is, What are you counter offering? What are you bringing to the table? Because anyone rich that I know, I have a secret. They're looking for rich too. So when that's at the top of your list, I need to know why. Are you famous? Are you special for some reason? Why would a rich person want a liability in you? How come? Why are you worth?
Why would they want to pay off your credit card debt?
You got it.
Yeah.
No, I completely get that. I'm not rich, but I did work myself out to be debt free, and I'm not sold on this, but I have an inkling that I would definitely prefer. I have a preference, to use the code word again, that if I got married, she would have to be debt free as well, which is almost impossible to find. Like, that's just, rich or not, like that's harder than even rich.
Yeah.
There's rich people that are vastly in debt.
Yeah, true.
So May, I mean, okay, I'm not trying to hit on you. This is just a question. What type of guy are you looking for? Like, how much money does he have to make? What does he have to look like? How does he need to act? Jeez. Like, yeah, no, because you know.
Can I reiterate the question, please,
okay.
Louis?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Throw me under the bus, motherfucker. So,
May, what are the type of guys
there you go.
that you're attracted to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good question. I like guys who are really funny and really, I don't know, I appreciate kind of like genuineness, someone who isn't like peacocking all the time or like trying to, make themselves seem like different than they are. Like authenticity. I'm really attracted to people who are very like real and know who they are. They don't have to be rich. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they were, but I definitely have never dated somebody who is rich. But I do appreciate somebody who like works and pays their bills and kind of has their shit together, which is surprisingly hard to find.
Yeah, that could be back to, like you said, a New York problem, because bills are so difficult when people have... This is a place of dreams, but so everyone with dreams kind of flood here. Yeah. But it's such a killer.
It's very precarious. Like everyone's kind of just playing, like walking this balancing act, like trying not to kind of fall into financial ruin every day. It's like you can be doing okay, and then one day you have to get like dental surgery, and suddenly you're like deeply in debt and you're broke. It's like it's a hard place to live. I get that.
So along the same attraction line, is there a type physical traits that you tend to go for?
Do you like fat guys? Do you like fat? Do you like fat guys?
Do I what?
Do you like fat guys?
Louis, I got you. I told you I'll reiterate the question.
All right.
I'll add where you don't have to be so direct with it. I got you.
But I like being direct. It's funny and it's
you don't get the right answers when you ask it that way.
Well, you know.
I don't like specifically go for a specific physical type. I've dated like all of the spectrum. I've dated basically like most races. I've dated women. I've dated like tall guys. I've dated medium height guys. I don't go for guys who are smaller than me, like who are like really skinny. Like I've just never been attracted.
No one on the podcast can really see you. I will when you promote your information. If there's a guy who is smaller than you, they are in Africa.
I don't date.
Oh no, I dated a guy that I think is probably your size. I couldn't look past it. I went last year. He was so interesting and cute too. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you mind telling your stats? Like, how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Okay, see, this is what I'm saying.
He was like 5'4", May. 5'5", maybe.
I feel bad, but I tend to date really tall guys, and I know that that's not like necessarily a preference. That's just been my experience. Like
really
dating.
Tall, like over 6 feet, or really? Because because for 5'2", really tall looks like 5'5". Like that's what.
Really No. I know. Even if I could be looking up at you, and I still know if you're 5'5". I've dated mostly guys who are like 6 feet.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
No, I was trying to get ready for a bit. May, can you give us your stats again, please?
Oh my gosh.
5'2".
How much do you weigh?
Oh my god, this is awful.
I don't want to say.
No.
I have my winter body right now.
Oh man. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Brooklyn May Wilkersons. Okay, sorry.
That was fun. Yeah, I'm very small, but there's a lot of guys in Brooklyn who are like hipsters who are like super, super skinny, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't think I could date a guy that's like skinnier than me. That would be weird. I would have a hard time with that.
I mean, I would think that they would have a hard time with that. Like that's crazy to me.
I'm being super
very petite,
super thin.
Yeah.
He's like super. He's like a string bean, but he's like tall enough so it's okay. He looks right like a regular person.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
there's some like real skinny guys walking around, and like
I'm skinny. I'm skinny, but it's still.
No, like really, like just these like waifish hipster guys. They look like very like they're not getting enough protein or something. And I don't want to trash. I don't want to trash talk anyone because like you should look however you want to look. I'm personally not attracted to that look.
I was just shocked. Like Kevin Hart is still bigger than you.
Yeah, he is.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is. I've met Kevin. Like he is probably 5'3".
really,
Yeah.
is he that short? I would have pegged 5'6".
Okay.
7 maybe.
He probably is. But I'm like 6'4", so everybody. That's why I said it. The flip side happens to me. Like anytime someone asks like to describe somebody, they're like, "Oh yeah, the tall girl," and I'm like, "Well, she's 5'10", so it's still short." Like I would never use that word to describe someone because tall to me would be my height or taller. Like that's why it's a weird thing.
Interesting. But you can still tell if someone...
No.
I can tell if a guy is short, even if he's taller than me. Because they always are. They're always taller than me.
It works out that way, but it's still like I have to... It's kind of like you have to shatter the glass first, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, she is kind of tall, blah, 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 blah. But the first thing would never be... I would never describe someone shorter than me as tall first if I'm describing it to another person. It's always what I'm saying is I describe always from my perspective first, and then it's like, oh yeah.
Got it.
So I'm like a whole foot, like 4 inches taller than you.
Yeah, you're a lot taller than me.
As a comic, when I hosted your mics, did I lower the mic stand for you in a respectable manner?
I believe you did, Keenan. You were always a great host.
Thank you. I try. I really do try to make sure.
You did a good job, and you never said anything creepy, which I appreciate, and other female comics appreciate that.
It is super hard to do, I guess.
Well, congratulations.
I guess. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's close out with some Valentine's Day stuff. And lead in so that May can finish with the Valentine's Day stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What should people be doing? Are there gifts?
Okay, inexpensive gift idea. I do. I have Usher and Stefania as my Valentine.
Louis,
Yeah, they're
what's
my
the
dates.
term for that? Is it master raising?
It's sad.
Come on, Louis, that was good. You're not. All right, going, Lynn.
All right. You know what? This is the part. This is the part of the podcast where Keenan tries to get Louis to get fucked up.
Master raising. That was the play on your master. Come on.
Anyway, I have a great $10 gift idea. Especially, people have asked me a couple of times this week, what should they do about Valentine's Day, especially if they're in a recent relationship? You know, what's acceptable and inexpensive? Okay, so basically, you can do a $5 gift card to Starbucks or a place that they like to buy, let's say their morning coffee, or a $5.
$5 at Starbucks.
Well, you can get like one coffee. One. Like singular one. Or you can get like a small organic coffee, something like a ground beans or something small, a balloon, and a singular rose. These are all acceptable gifts in the $10 and under range for a brand new relationship.
What about chocolate? Isn't chocolate always good?
I mean, you can, sure. Yeah.
It's a little fun.
It is.
Just not from the supermarket.
I'm saying there's ways to do it where you're not spending a substantial amount of money, especially on a new relationship. I don't think those should be heavily financially invested in right away. And it's respectable.
I agree.
Over my lifetime, I've only purchased 2 Valentine's Day gifts.
I think me too.
It's only been 2.
What did you get?
So my first girlfriend, I got her a... Dang it, what was it? That was so long ago. It was a lotion, but it was a specific scent. I'm trying to remember. It was like... Because I used to clown her on the sets. This is pre-comic Keenan, but all the stuff was still there. And not Bed Bath, what's the Body Works one?
Bath and Body Works.
That's it. I had like a midnight moon scent, and I just started clowning every scent. Like, who knows the smell of the moon? Like,
right, at midnight, nonetheless.
Yeah, what is this? So then I went in the store and just would joke on every single scent. So I bought her one of like the biggest laughs that I got, and it was like an apricot melon. That was it. Apricot melon lotion and just roses and chocolates. And then the second one, I was older, much more in love, and thinking this one was the one. So I got her like a diamond necklace, and we went out to dinner. Along with roses that was all over the tub, and we'll stop there.
Nice.
Wow. That is really nice.
That was the 2.
Good job.
I try. Here's the thing, guys. All you got to do is think of moments.
And if you can't think of them, Pinterest has pictures, for God's sakes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
a
not
guide.
You guys know about Pinterest?
I think they do, but they do it for other stuff.
Yeah.
So they don't take the time to realize that anything that comes from a moment from her, she'll then find special. It's like we posted on our page, the guy who, whether it's staged or not, who proposed, a comic proposed to his lady on stage, from stage. Mm-hmm. Right? And it bombed.
Yeah.
He got an applause break, though. So I'm not saying it bombed for comedy purposes, but for the relationship purposes, that was a misstep. And the reason is, it's a bad idea to propose to a woman that's from his special place. If she's not a comic, that's not special.
Yeah, totally.
She's just there to support you, but it's not special to her. It's the same thing when dudes propose at these billboards at sporting events. Like, unless both of y'all are huge sports fans, that's not special to her.
That's true.
Think of it from her perspective. Like, the proposal especially, I think, is the height of romance. You can never do anything more romantic than proposing to another person. It's all downhill after that. Like, there's just
I always wanted someone to propose to me at a frozen yogurt place because I really love frozen yogurt. And I thought that would just show that, like, they really got me.
See, but that's what I'm saying. It's your special place. That's what you do. You think of that, and it doesn't have to be super extravagant. You just gotta have to find something. It's a moment.
Yeah,
it's all about the moments.
This is what I mean, though, when I say like-minded individuals, because then it's a moment for everybody, and no one feels disappointment.
But it doesn't even have to be, because people have different special places, like, and that's fine.
Yeah,
and if you actually know the person, then you'll be able to find that. But it's just listening. It's just listening. Like, guys, that's the thing. They just don't listen. I remember I had like a first date, and in the conversation before the date, this girl told me that she loves to play ping pong, right? So we do the typical dinner date. We go to a dinner, we go to a movie, but on the way driving back home, I I surprised her and swung by a Sports Authority, and we went and played ping pong on just at the store.
Aww.
Like, there's just little things. I don't get it.
It's true. They don't listen, and that is so wise, because if guys could listen better, they could get so much more. Like, they would be so much happier. Women would be so much happier. It really is, like, it's a problem.
I don't know.
But you have that to your advantage, being a guy who listens, so that's good for you.
Yeah, but I'm like the anticipist of there's other problems.
Well, no, I don't think that is. I don't think that's true. See, I think Keenan and I are a little bit alike in this regard. I would even say, May, you know, I would peg you to be one of us too. We will give the right person everything that we have to offer mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, sexually, and everything there in between. There are those of us that still want to preserve the ability to love somebody like that. You know what that means? We're not emotionally available to especially telling jokes, your opinions on podcasts, whatever, stand up. We express ourselves anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's still just a few pieces left of the puzzle. Louie's a little bit more liberal in this regard. Louie will let his guard down and care for you much quicker than I think the three of us ever would. And it just comes from, you know what? I'm not interested in trying with you, failing with you, not because, you know, because I'm a little bit above that. One article that we have actually posted on our Facebook page that I think is a brilliant read that I read because I wanted to see if I agreed with their theory on why relationships don't last. And I do, because time isn't given to fall in love. It's not. Length isn't given to the right person. People want an immediate spark. If they don't get it, they move on right away. That's not how you fall in love forever.
Yeah.
And that's good that you said that. We're going to have that article on our blog because that's going to be our next week's topic.
Woo!
Louie!
Yes, dear.
What's your Valentine's Day plans, man?
Pass.
Our closer, Miss May.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you got on for Valentine's Day?
I don't know. Nothing special. I'm probably going to go to this all-women's open mic. And
that's going to be great on Valentine's Day.
I know. So I'll be expressing myself.
And good cheer. Definitely.
That is great.
And then after, I don't know. I don't have any romantic plans, but I'm not kind of like Keenan. I haven't had a lot of Valentines in my life, so I don't really feel like I'm missing out on anything.
Yeah. So for me, usually it is to answer my own question that I made everybody else on the spot. Normally I don't even care. It's All-Star Weekend. It always falls on All-Star Weekend. So I just watch the basketball game and never realize it. But this year, God had different plans for me, and he was looking out. So if I do have a Valentine, I actually am giving out gifts this year because the venue is giving out gifts for Valentine's Day to the ladies. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
I'm just hosting a comedy show. So ladies, if you wanted to be my Valentine, this is to all the listeners out there. You can come out to Rockwell's. I'm hosting. I'm giving the gift of laughs. And, and Rockwell's is giving the gift of whatever that is. I don't know what
it sounds so promising.
But yeah, I wonder if you walk out with a tangible thing.
Yep. They're probably going to be diamond necklaces.
Exactly it. I suspect Chanel bags. I do.
No idea what this restaurant is going to do. I have been pushing this flyer so big. I normally don't push any of my flyers.
You're gamble here, Keenan.
It is.
Watch it be a free Coke with purchase of dinner. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'd go for that any day. I love Coke.
The flyer specifically.
No, the soft drink, May. No,
I know. That's
not
what
a
I love. I don't do drugs. I know.
Just want to make sure we're
clear. Back in the day, I would have appreciated cocaine, but not now.
Oh man, I found it hilarious. The flyer specifically says free gift for the ladies. Which shows how sexist this world really is. Anything to promote? Okay.
Can I promote something?
Yes.
You can catch me at the Pit Comedy Club. I will be headlining every Thursday in March.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's it.
That's it? Website, anything like that?
No, but you can follow me on Twitter. It's Shut Up May. or you can follow me on Facebook, which is just my name, May Wilkerson.
All right. Yael, what you got for him, girl?
Well, I guess continue. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, downloading For Love and Play. You can follow me on Facebook, Yael Meisels, YouTube for all the craziness that goes on, Yael Meisels, and Instagram and Twitter. It's all basically the same, and that's all I've got going on.
Louis B.
Hello. Yes, I'm going to be at Broadway Comedy Club on February 16th, 9:30. Feel free to check me out. You can follow me on the Twitters at LouisB1. My Facebook, facebook.com/LouisBComedy. You can also listen to my personal podcast, The Crotch Shot Radio Show, hosted by me, Louis B, where I talk about politics and conspiracy. Last night I had a live show. I had two former militia members talk about the whole Oregon situation. When it all in depth, they about what it means for you and me. So feel free to listen. It's on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Podcast.com, and Stitcher. Take it away, Keenan.
All right, as you all know, all my information and dates are on my website, www.keenanweaver.com. That's KENANWEAVER. And every Sunday night at New York Comedy Club, 8 p.m., Sunday Night Live. Come check it out. Thank you for listening. Keep loving, keep playing.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys.